blow you away. Some risks in life are always worth taking. Love and money is always worth making. Just grab on and hold on tight. You're in for the ride of your life.
Hello and welcome back to the Beyond the Arc podcast, a victory edition of the Beyond the Arc podcast. Levi, how's it going?
Pretty well, man. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. So, Vols came out, and we call this podcast Beyond the Arc, acronym BTA. Tennessee put BTA, if you know what I mean, to Rutgers. I don't want to be too crude here. I actually, during the game, I was doing my notes, and this is what my notes became. I don't know if you can see that, but there's nothing there. I was
Is that
way,
Rutgers?
yeah, it just says Rutgers. I was way too excited, and I didn't put anything down at all. So this should be very organized. But Jacoby Gillespie it's a career high, 32 points, 11-20 from the field, 6 of 10 from three. Dana Mint, that was probably the first time that you watched Dana Mint, and that's what you thought you was going to get coming into the season. It's about what we expected, we said that he kind of looked bored during the rest of the other games, and I think you kind of saw that this game that he wasn't as bored. 20 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 4 of 6 from three, which is, I think, even more important than the 7 of 14 from the field because there were some questions about his 3-point shooting. It was like he's maybe getting ready to go on a tear there. We're definitely going to need him tomorrow against Houston, which I'll touch on in a little bit. But 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 13 turnovers, but 13 turnovers against Rutgers, which I know they're not great, but that's still better than what could have happened when you consider Rutgers is a Division I team. They are a power team. Even though they may be the worst. 13 turnovers against Rutgers isn't that bad.
They're
Gillespie
not
only
the
had
worst. They're up
Gillespie,
there, but they're not the worst.
Gillespie only had 2 turnovers, so that was definitely some solid sight to see. And then JP Estrella, a very surprising addition to the game. We did not think we would see JP this early. No, he didn't miss a game. Did not miss a single game. And 10 minutes,
He missed
10
last
points.
game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
right.
he missed one, which was expected. It was a couple nights
Yeah.
later, but yeah.
But anyway, regardless, 10 points in 10 minutes, 3 of 4, 2 rebounds. Didn't seem to be moving too clunky, I guess you would say. He looked a little fluid out there. There was a few moments.
Laterally, defensively, he didn't look great, but
No,
vertically, obviously, he is perfectly fine. So that's okay with me.
yeah, I'm not sure what part the brace, because that's a pretty big brace he's wearing. I'm not sure what part that has to do with the lateral movement. It could impact it a little bit, but
Definitely impacted it.
overall, Tennessee, a 25-point win, you'll take it, especially in a tournament where you have to win by double digits pretty much if you want to win a championship. After 20 points, I believe it's kind of just whatever. It's plus 20, I think is what it's called. So, Levi, I'll let you give your opinions on today's Rutgers game.
It was the Bernie and Ernie show with with Gillespie and Mint. They look great. Obviously, I thought Felix Akpara had a great game as well. There were a couple blocks there where I was like, how did he even block that? Like, he wasn't even in the picture. He comes out of nowhere, blocks the shot. Looks great. Obviously, it's great to be fully healthy again. Get Bishop back, and to a surprise, JP Estrella, as you text me, about 30 minutes before game time, and said JP's going to play, and I was like, I don't believe you, but yeah, it was great to have everybody back. Not Carey's best game, but I'm going to keep harping on it, Dallas. For some reason, we're ref differently than other teams are.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. We shouldn't be penalized for being the stronger team. And it's starting to get to the point. They were in the double bonus with 10 minutes left in the first half.
Absurd.
every time that our guys touched the ball on the block, it was the exact same defense, it was the exact same hacking. And then it got to the point where even the small level of crowd that was there, that was for Tennessee, which I think tomorrow will be a lot bigger. Obviously, Houston's going to have a bigger representation than us since it's in Vegas. But I think the Vols will travel well starting tomorrow. But you could even hear boos on the broadcast, and I really wasn't okay with the way that the game was ref today. I mean, we had 22 fouls to their 18. Sounds like, oh, that's fine. Anytime you put a team in the bonus with 10 minutes left in a half, doesn't matter if it's first or second, you're going to get beat most of the time. Luckily for us, we shot the ball lights out in the first half. Anytime you can shoot 50% from three, you're going to win a lot of ball games. So it was nice. It was a nice game. It was a fun game to watch. I was at work, but I got to keep up with it. It was a pretty slow day at work. So got to keep my eyes on it and listen. And I also thought the Bruce Pearl and Candace Parker banter was pretty funny. Apparently, she was dating one player and talking to 3 or 4 others, and he would go to her and say, "Don't break up with him tonight. I need him tonight." So,
But yeah, you mentioned
but
the
overall,
50%.
yeah, 50% from three. I mean, we're not going to lose many games, Dallas, if we
No,
shoot like that.
I mean 51% from the field, 50% from three, and 80%, I do believe. Let's see, 76% from the free throw line. So not too far off. And I do have to. There was something funny I just noticed looking at the box score here. I'm not sure if you caught the mic'd up video they put on their Instagram, the Vol Hoops of Amari Abram. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. Oh, yes, that was great of him shooting in the
Yeah, yeah,
the pregame warm up type, like just the warm up type atmosphere. Yeah, that
yeah.
was good.
He mentioned he called himself the best shooter in the country, which I thought was kind of funny. But Amari, man, you can't say you're the best shooter in the country and come out and play 15 minutes and not take a single shot. I mean, 0 of 0 from the
I was just
field,
looking at his
0.
stats and I was like,
He took one
he
shot
didn't even shoot.
and
Oh, he
he
got a
didn't
shot
shoot
off, but
buzzer. He made
yeah,
it.
he didn't get it
It
off
was
before the buzzer. He made it. Yeah, maybe he
shot
is the best.
clock.
1 for 1, we'll count it. He had a
I mean,
236 offensive rating.
not bad. I mean, especially not take a shot. But you got anything else you want to add about Rutgers, Levi, before we move on to Houston?
Nah, let's go ahead and let's slide to Houston and talk about possibly, in my opinion, a huge matchup here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just looking at things here, the adjusted offensive rating and all this comes from CBB Analytics. Tennessee currently sits at which this was before Rutgers. I'm sure it's went up a little bit now. But okay, as I was saying, adjusted offensive rating, Tennessee sitting currently at 119, Houston sitting at 114. So Tennessee's offense given a little bit more credit analytically over Houston's. You look at the adjusted defense, Tennessee's 90th, Houston 89. So just a little tad bit worse than Houston. Look at the points against. Tennessee had 305 points scored against them compared to Houston's 265 against them. Points scored, Tennessee sets at 445, while Houston sets at 375. That's the end of the CBB Analytics stats for now. Houston is third in the ESPN BPI, while Tennessee sits at 11th. Going back to CBB Analytics, Houston's top players are Milos Uzane and freshman Kingston Flemings. Uzane averaging 9 points per game so far this season. Flemings averaging 17.4 points per game on 78% from 2, 50% from 3. I mean, just an absolutely amazing freshman season he's currently having. Hazometrics has Tennessee losing this one to Houston 68-64. I think it could definitely be about a 4-point game, no matter which way it swings. Levi, before we was talking, you was mentioning how the numbers are skewed a little bit due to the resume. And I mean, on a surface level, it does appear that way. But when you look, I went to Bar Torvik, the team cast, where you can remove certain opponents. And when you take Auburn out of Houston's schedule. They dropped drastically. I mean, it's a big time drop, and their schedule is pretty comparable to Tennessee's. So it's not all that insane to say that these numbers are pretty evident of what these two teams have. I said that Haslametrics predict Houston 68-64. I think I'm really a big fan of this Tennessee team, but I do think Houston gets the win. I'm going to give it 68-67. It's going to be tough, but I think Rick Barnes is going to coach his – you know what? Forget it. Tennessee wins. Levi, what's your opinion?
I don't think we win. I think we'll turn the ball over a little too much, and that's the only way that. I mean, Houston's similar to us. They have the 24th. I'm still on Ken Palm, which I should probably start to deviate from Ken Palm because Ken Palm's been this year not ideal in my opinion. Possibly the worst Ken Palm has been in since I've had a subscription for 5 years. So, and I'm not saying anything on that, but I'm just using Ken Palm's numbers, but they seem a little skewed based off the numbers you're getting on your things, and your things seem to be leaning more towards the right. They're the right way to look at analytics. But I do believe that we will turn the ball over a little too much, and I do believe that Houston and Tennessee are very similar in the way they play the game, as we saw. I mean, you can say that in the Elite Eight last year, like, oh, we got our butt whipped, right? But we missed open shots. And that's just they hit open shots early. They finished around the rim early. We just were uncharacteristic in the way we played the game in the Elite Eight game. So this year, I think the only thing that truly will affect us is the fact that we'll get their offense started by we'll turn the ball over. But I don't think it'll be anywhere near what it was in the Elite Eight. But I think this team could definitely they could absolutely win. And they could have won last year in the Elite Eight, but I'll take Houston win by maybe 5 or 6. You make foul late, give them a little bit of a close win, which hurts to say because this is the one since the players era got announced, earlier in the off season that I would have loved to have got done, but we'll figure it out. I think that you're going to see a better rotation in this game, Dallas. I'm not sure how you feel about that. I still feel like we're rotating a little too much, but also it doesn't help when you have guys like Carey coming and getting 2 fouls quick, and then you have who else got 2 fouls? Was it Cade? Cade came in today and got 2 fouls quick. So anytime that, and that's the beautiful thing in our depth is that we can rotate guys like that. We can figure out ways to, put the guy that needs to be in, but it's hurting, in my opinion, a little bit that we're rotating a little too much. But as you've always seen with Rick Barnes, it's going to be an 8-9 man rotation by tournament time, and then foul trouble will come into play. But I do think Houston gets the win.
Would you agree that outside of getting absolutely killed by 30 to 40 points, there's not much negative that can happen at Tennessee's Tennessee's perception league-wide? I feel like the only thing they could do is add positive to their perception league-wide. Do you agree with that?
No, not at all. I mean, if we go out and compete, I mean, like you said, 30, 40 points. But, like, even if you go, like, say you compete and you're down 9 at halftime, they hit a couple shots that we didn't, and then you end up losing by 16. It won't hurt. It's not going to hurt my opinion on the team. It'll hurt a lot of all fans' opinion, in my opinion, because that's how they are. But overall, there's nothing great. I mean, if you win, let's start thinking about this team as being a legit title contender. Because if they go and play like they did today, obviously, then you're going to be like, oh Lord. But if they go out and lose tomorrow, I'm not going to be all that upset over it. But I definitely want to go 2-1 in this tournament for sure.
Definitely agree there. All right, moving on to our college basketball picks. It's currently dead even. I'm setting at 7-4, and Levi, you're setting at 7-4 as well. So
You
right
haven't
neck
rigged it
and
too
neck.
much this year so far. Yeah. Just wait till I go undefeated right here.
All right. And this week's games, we have Michigan versus Auburn. All of these are neutral side, I do believe. Duke versus Arkansas, and North Carolina versus Michigan State. Starting off with Michigan and Auburn. Give me the Wolverines here. I really don't have a reason why. I guess the main reason would be Stephen Pearl is the coach on the sidelines for Auburn, and he may wind up to be a pretty solid coach, but right now I think he's going through some learning curves. So give me the Wolverines. Levi, who do you have?
I will. It's weird. Such a weird game. It's one of those ones where I think like maybe just like a foul call or two or a turnover in the just the worst way late could translate to a loss here for one of the two, but I'm gonna take Michigan as well.
Right. Moving on to Duke and Arkansas. I was pretty high on this Arkansas team coming into the season. I said they could be a Final Four contender. I still think that, but at the moment, I think they still have some things to figure out. Malik Thomas he's still a dog. I gotta go Blue Devils here. Just think too much power. So give me Duke, Levi. Who do you have?
Yeah, I got Duke. I don't see a way that Boozer isn't the player of the year this year at this rate. I I I don't know what to say about the guy. He's just he's in. Um, is he better than Cooper Flag potential wise in the NFL or NFL? Cut that out too. The NBA, no. But is he a really really good college basketball player and going to win play? He feels like the Zach Edey of this year, except for he's not 7'4", he's 6'10". So yeah, give me Duke. That's I don't honestly think that game will be close, Dallas.
I don't see it either. I mean, you mentioned Boozer, a future member of the Oklahoma City Thunder, in my opinion. But let's move on to the next game. We have North Carolina versus Michigan State. Man, there is nothing I have enjoyed more this college basketball season than watching that Michigan State Kentucky game where Michigan State just absolutely punked Kentucky. That was
Nice.
cinema. It was prime television.
How much can you hear Faith right now?
None at all. It was prime television. So I have to give Michigan State a little bit of leeway here and go with the Spartans, even though Caleb Wilson himself is a tremendous player. Give me the Spartans. Levi, who do you have?
Well, they're playing at Florida Southwestern State College. So I'm gonna take a neutral site with Tom Izzo every single time, taking Michigan State.
Picking every game I pick, the same exact result. Smart, smart, smart man.
Well, this time around, I mean, these three games is just
Yeah,
it, on Ken Palm. You can click the location. That is one good thing about his website. You can click location and see where they're playing, and they're playing down in Florida at some neutral site area. So yeah, give me Michigan State there for sure. It's not smart to pick after you because I'm going to go 0-3 now, but it is what it is.
only one of us has been undefeated this year so far in a week.
And
That's
somehow we're
me.
still both 7-4. So,
I had a bad first week. It happens. All right, moving on to our hardly known hoopers. I actually didn't check with you to make sure you didn't have this guy. Hoping, fingers crossed, you didn't. My hardly known hooper is Portland's Joel Foxwell, 6'1" from Australia, 17 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, 4.8 assists as a freshman point guard, and just very poised. Doesn't look like a freshman at all out there. A few comparisons is Andrew Nimhard. He plays a lot like Andrew Nimhard, and there's one that's kind of a more of a deep cut comparison. Peyton Siva. I don't know if you remember Peyton Siva at Louisville, but
yeah,
watching Joel Foxwell, he reminds me a lot of Peyton Siva. As a freshman in Portland, I mean, we say this all the time, but I don't think he'll be at Portland next season. I mean, just a tremendous point guard, traditional point guard, really. Levi, who's your hardly known hooper? And please don't say it was Joel Foxwell.
No, it was actually I had this guy from Rutgers today actually, Arun Zerno. I was like, this guy can hoop. I saw him play a little earlier in the season, just a couple minutes here and there, and I was like, yeah, this guy's going to be good. He's just a freshman, but he's 6'7", 220, and people got to see him today, so he's not really hardly known at this point, but he was the guy I was going to pick out. He doesn't have crazy numbers. You don't really get a whole lot of minutes, but against us, he got some run because he's tough, and he's the type of dude that if Rutgers wants to get back to actually competing in their conference, he's the type of guy they need to start playing. But I doubt he'll be at Rutgers next year. But yeah, Heron Zerno was, I just loved his name, Zrno, and it's Zerno. But
I
he's
thought they were
from,
saying Zorro.
yeah, it sounded a little bit like it, but it's Zerno, Zrno, but he's from Bosnia Herzegovina. He's a hooper, man. He's really good. I mean, he had 14 against us today, 3 from 5 for 3. He got to the free throw line, 5 out of 7. Only had 1 turnover. Doesn't really pass the ball much. He's not one of those type of foreign level guys. He's not like the super creative type dude. But it was funny. I picked him, and then I was like, oh, I picked him last week, or a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I just have a list. And I was like, man, this guy can hoop. I'm going to have him in my hard leaning hoopers. And then he goes out today and is, in my opinion, I mean, overall, he was Rutgers' best player today. Other than, I do think Dylan Grant is definitely going to a different school sometime soon.
Oh,
But
him and Tariq Francis, two very good players.
Tariq Francis is a very good player, but he's already been
Be
at
at Rutgers.
NJIT. Is that New Jersey Institute of Technology?
I believe so, yeah.
He led that entire conference in scoring. He's a solid guy, and so is Dylan Grant. Not to jump back into stuff, but I feel like this Dylan Grant kid, with the way he plays defense, could have helped that team last year. I thought it was funny, Dallas, on the broadcast, how they kept talking about like, oh, well, last year, they had 2 top 5 picks. They didn't really play a whole lot even. They didn't even make the tournament. So I don't know why they kept hyping last year's team for them. Like, it would have been one thing if they'd have made a run to like Sweet 16, Elite 8, something like that. But I know it was Candace, and not to say anything to Candace, but it was just kind of like, why are we hyping the last year's Rutgers team? They were just about as bad as this year's team is.
Yeah, and I mean, not to pick two guys here, but I just had to mention this. I went to the EKU Mercer game, which was on Saturday, and the best in-game dunk I've ever seen in person from Montavious Myrick. Absolutely slammed it over a guy from Mercer. I believe it was Shoulders, who was actually from Kentucky. I did not know that until they announced him in the starting lineups. But if you can, go out and find EKU's Twitter account. They've posted the highlight. That is, like I said, it's one of the best dunks I've ever seen in person, probably the best dunk. And Myrick, I think, is a sophomore, maybe a junior, but he definitely has just an all around game that's very, very fundamental. And I think would be a great piece for any team to pick up in the portal this coming season if he were to enter, or if he stays at EKU. Watch out for the Colonels because he's a very solid player. You got anything else you want to add, Levi?
No, other than the fact that I keep forgetting that Ken Palm has the world's curling top 100.
I've never understood curling personally.
It's fun though. The Beaver AI video of them is
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah,
Is it
it's pretty
beavers or are
cool.
they otters? Are they otters? I don't know.
I
They're
think it's
beavers or
otters,
otters. One of the two. One of the two.
two
Pretty
totally
sick.
different animals, but it's not.
You don't have any Tennessee on either, Dallas. I mean, hell, it's a good reason we won today. I guess I don't know. Wear that tomorrow too.
I thought I had a Tennessee shirt on underneath, but I do not. So I got the Tennessee logo here, so we'll go with that.
Look at
So
that.
I guess that
I got the Lane Kiffin sideline apparel over here.
I wasn't going to mention that. I guess while we're at it, where do you think you goes to? LSU or Florida? Or did he stay at
Uh,
Ole Miss?
LSU. They got the money. they got the roster stuff. Also, you gonna watch this Syracuse Houston game?
Yes, I am going to get that on as soon as we wrap up here.
It's live
And
right now.
by the way, I was going to mention this earlier and forgot. If Tennessee were to match up with Baylor, you know what that means? The Cam Carter
Yeah,
revenge
that'd be
game.
Cam Carter versus Nate Ament,
That would be
the
a
guy we
very.
replaced Cam Carter with.
No one what you
Because
know
Cam
now.
Carter
Would
would
you
be playing.
knowing what you know
Go ahead.
now? Would you make the trade?
Yeah,
I agree too. I've just seen
I
some
mean,
people
Nate
making some
Ament,
rich
Nate Ament will go
fumbles.
get you 20, right? But he's not
Yeah,
going to give up 27 on the other end.
I was going to say, and he's going to rebound, and he's going to be a facilitator. That's some. I mean, Cam Carr, he's a scorer, which I
That's all
mean,
he does.
yeah. So with
And
that being
that's
said,
one Baylor a title though.
yeah, yeah. With that being said, we'll wrap this episode up, and hopefully, when we come back, we discuss a big win over Houston and a Players' Air Championship. With that being said, go Vols.